Hello everybody, welcome to Meadow Glen Morning. I am Mildred Trudeberg. Thank you so much for coming to my show. Thank you everybody. Now today we have a very special guest. His name is John Breugel and he is, there he is everybody. He is the Republican representative for the Minnesota Senate, and he's going to be talking to us today about some things. So, well, just go ahead and take it away there, John.
Thanks, Mildred. You know, my wife and I, Helen, we love watching your show. We watch it all the time.
Oh, thank you so much, John. You know, I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to have someone on this show who shares my values. Yeah, it's so nice. So, first question. You are running for Senate. Now, what obstacles have you encountered?
Mildred, for a second there, I thought someone had been reading their voter's pamphlet, but I'll fill you in. You see, America was founded by founding fathers. And they had some certain ideas that they put in what's ultimately become the fabric of our society. They wrote things like constitutions, bills. They guaranteed our rights in several different ways. But I feel that now there's an element that is stretching that fabric. They're chipping away at the foundation of our culture with pink-handled hammers, Mildred.
What? Who would they be? What?
Well, Mildred, I feel like I have to be there to help protect our young people from falling chips of foundation. And the people who are being most affected, well, it's you and I. And it's because of an insidious element, and frankly, it's the people who want same-sex marriage, Mildred.
Oh. Normally like to stick to more pleasant topics in my show. Go on, John.
Well, Mildred, as you know, a basic building block, here I am with foundations and building blocks again. I guess I'm just an architect at heart, is the family. The family unit is made up of a man and a woman, as you know, as God intended. And,
oh, yes.
And yet there's this other element that feels that a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or a man, woman, woman, man should be allowed to marry.
Well, I don't think that's right at all.
Oh, me neither, Mildred.
Oh,
so I didn't want to rush into it, though, because, you know, if you start casting bills, I think they're called, and votes, all willy-nilly, you end up with a big mess. So you have to know the underlying issues, and I knew that it was up to me to do some research.
So you want to ban gay marriage?
Yes, absolutely.
And so what kind of research did you do?
Well, I picked up the GLBT Yellow Pages.
Oh, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I love that combination in a sandwich. That is so tasty. Is the G for Grey Poupon?
No,
No?
No, GLBT is gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered Yellow Pages.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I flipped to the part of the book that listed the clubs in my district, and I decided that I would go check one out. And I found the Saddle Sore. I stepped in the door, and initially I noticed it was very much like a typical bar. You look around, and very typical conversations, people enjoying themselves drinking, except that the entire clientele was male.
Oh.
And I walked up to a man that was lounging in the corner, and I asked him if he might be a homosexual, and if so, if he would perform fellatio on me for a monetary sum. And so Bruce agreed, and while he was performing oral pleasure on me, to various degrees of success, I looked at him and noticed he was immaculately groomed. And he was in fine physical shape, and he was wearing tight designer jeans. but he did not seem at all interested in having a romantic connection with me. He didn't want anything that would be the basis of a homosexual relationship. So I spit in his mouth, and he swallowed as we arranged. But because of that void that was left there, I decided that I would tip him generously. I had, after all, brought a wad of $100 bills.
Oh, that's quite a lot of money.
And I asked him if I might do some research into one of the seedier elements, which would be the back room of the saddle sore. Yes.
Bob, do we have enough time to? Yeah. No, still going. Oh, okay. Go on, John.
So in the back room, it was fascinating, Mildred. All sorts of sexual activities were going on, and I became engaged in something called a double-decker sandwich.
Okay, that sounds good right now. I'm kind of hungry. Bob, could we break for lunch? I could get one of those. No? Well, we sure have a lot of time today. All right. Go on. Sandwiches, okay.
Double-decker sandwiches activity where I was sodomized by various partners and while performing fellatio on others, and I noticed again the real romantic element was missing. But fortunately actually for the people of Minnesota, a young Hispanic man took a shining to me, and I gave Sergio my cell phone number on a discarded condom box. Now, he called, and we promptly set up a date for a wine tasting. And over the course of a month, we visited various hotels and his very nice high-rise apartment. And
this is some in-depth research.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's... Yes, I don't want to talk about Sergio that way, but... But I noticed that I needed to do something to maybe kind of bring out those romantic feelings in Sergio. So I would do the post-coital cuddling. I would spoon him, and I would stroke his hair, and I would compliment him and give him gifts. And I noticed, though, that when we were at a party, and that he had actually declined the advances of another homosexual man, that I had struck gold.
Gold?
Yes. Are you familiar with the term golden shower?
No.
Okay. It was at that point that I knew I was ready for phase 2.
Oh, there's a second phase.
Yes. I decided it was time to ask him if he might like to have a homosexual marriage with me. I led him to believe that I might like to perhaps adopt children, which is another thing these people would like to have the right to do. And I was shocked. He became distant. He started talking about wanting more me time. And I tried so hard, Mildred, because at the beginning, frankly, I tried what I tried with Helen, my wife. I told him that he was a flame and I was a moth. And he did not return those feelings, Mildred.
Oh, but I'm sorry.
And that is why I am writing legislation that I hope will be passed that will ban gay marriage.
Good, yes,
Sergio
definitely.
doesn't call anymore.
I'm sorry. Well, but one for Minnesota, keeping those other types out of the, family building blocks. Are you all right, John?
I think you're going to be okay. I will tell you, it's a very powerful bill I'm writing. It doesn't allow for any G, B, L, or T.
That sounds just fine with me. Just fine. Everyone, let's give Mr. John Breugel a huge round of applause. Taking this state where it needs to go. That sounds so nice. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Breugel. And please join us next week. We're going to be having gourmet chef Brad Turklewood on, and maybe he could teach us how to make some of those double-decker sandwiches he was talking about.